What are you in the habit of, Mr. Harper? I mean, would you say that you are impulsive, or do you usually think before you act?
That depends on the circumstances.
Oh, of course. Well, let me put it another way. Would you say that your reactions to stressful situations are more physical than average?
I'm not sure I know what you're getting at.
Well, let me be more specific. Are you a violent man?
No.
Tell us, Mr. Harper, is this the first time that you have been involved in a fatal accident? Isn't it true that James Marriott died when a car you were driving knocked him off his motorcycle?
Objection, Your Honor. The district attorney is introducing a line of questioning not covered in direct examination.
I am merely establishing a past history of a violence involving a fatal accident involving the accused.
Please approach the bench. You will both refrain from this unprofessional conduct. And you, Mr. Lang, will confine yourself to testimony covered in direct examination.
But, Your Honor, it is a well-known fact that the defendant is given to violent acts. He attacked me in this very courtroom in a preliminary hearing.
If you wish to introduce that line of questioning, you may do so through the normal procedure of calling your own witnesses, not by violating the rules of cross-examination. Now, you may continue your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lang's last remarks will be stricken from the record. The jury is instructed to disregard them.
Let me ask you about the check your mother used to buy off your ex-lover, Mia Marriott.
Objection, Your Honor. It hasn't been proved that the check was used for that purpose.
Please rephrase the question.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper, a check has been offered into evidence with Mrs. Marriott's name on it, made out by your mother, Mrs. Meg Hart. Do you have any reason to tell us why your mother made out this check and offered it to Mrs. Marriott?
No, I don't.
And I suppose that you have no idea why your mother wanted Mrs. Marriott to receive this large sum of money.
In my book, you're to blame, Carson. That's why I'm here. I want to hear you admit to my face that my wife is carrying your child.
Due to illness, the part of Hal Carson is being played by Kip Whitman. Love of Life is brought to you by Woolite Cold Water Wash. Safely soaks fine washables clean in 3 minutes. And by aspirin-free Dristan AF, the aspirin-free colds medicine.
My God, Ray, you can't be serious.
Dead serious.
That's ridiculous. If you think I had
You had the motive and the opportunity. Isn't it what you detective guys use to figure out who the guilty party is?
Come on, Ray. There isn't any guilty party. Nothing happened between Arlene and me up in that cabin.
Then how come she was so anxious to run and tell you that she was pregnant? What'd you talk about in this cozy lunch of yours? About how to keep me from figuring out the kid wasn't mine?
You got everything wrong, Ray. About Arlene and me, about the baby, everything.
Not anymore, I don't. Now, are you going to tell me the truth, or do I have to make you?
Sure. I'll tell you the truth if you want it. Now, are you going to listen to me, or do I have to pull rank? Now, sit down.
Okay. Okay, but don't think that because we're in the police headquarters, it's going to prevent me from taking you
Just
apart.
shut up and listen to me. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do love Arlene. And sure, when we were stranded up in that mountain, I did make a pass at her. But what you don't realize is that there's only one man in Arlene's life, and that's you.
I suppose that's why she lied about shopping in New York when she planned to spend the whole day with you.
You're wrong again, Ray. I had no idea she was coming to New York, and our lunch was perfectly innocent and completely unplanned.
Oh, sure it was.
All she could talk about over lunch was how happy you'd be that she was pregnant, and how grateful she was that the baby wasn't affected by the accident.
How could it when she wasn't pregnant before the plane crash? She was on the pill before you got stranded on a mountain. She couldn't take them. That's how I know the baby has got to be yours.
Then you better check your facts again. If you would just talk to Arlene...
What's the use? She's gonna lie to me again.
I'm trying to tell you she has no reason to lie to you.
She's lied to me since I found you in each other's arms. She lied about your telling her that you loved her. She lied about coming on a shopping trip in New York. She lied about you giving this golden chain to her with her initial on it. Or are you gonna tell me that she didn't give it to you?
It was broken. So I asked her for it as a remembrance.
Of what? Your secret love affair in the mountains?
There wasn't any love affair. And if that thing means so much to you, you go ahead and keep it.
You keep it. It's broken like everything else in my life. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if you two planned that whole plane crash just so you could have the time alone together.
You're insane. You know you're not making any sense here.
Well, I'll show you how insane I am.
Lieutenant? Sorry, but the captain wants to see you right away.
All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Now look it won't take me that long. Will you just cool down and wait? And please, Ray, don't leave here until we solve this, all right?
You told me everything I need to know. I'll finish with you later, pal.
That's how it happened.
Betsy, now, Dr. Graham said you...
No, I don't care what he said. I have to get to the trial. I just remembered what happened.
Darling, wait a minute. You were dreaming. It was only a dream.
No, Carrie, it wasn't just a dream. You gotta let me go.
I can't let you do that.
You can't stop me. And you can't lie to me anymore. I know about the trial.
She got hold of a radio. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not. And I've got to get to the trial. Ben needs me.
Betsy, you got to stay here. You're not strong enough. You're not well enough. Anyway, you won't do him any good if you collapse in court.
Anyway, it's too late now, Betsy. They've probably finished for the day.
No, because what if it's the last day of the trial? They said on the radio that they'd be winding things up today. Now, I have got to get there before it's too late.
Betsy, please. Now, please, just try to calm down.
How can I calm down when I know they're going to take him to jail again? Now, where is Andrew? Where's Tom?
Dr. Marriott isn't in the hospital right now. Will you call and see if Dr. Crawford's in his lab?
I'm afraid he went to the court with Mrs. Hart.
You see, everybody's there except me, and I'm the only one that can help him. Now, please, you've got to help me.
Betsy, if you'll promise to stay in bed and just try to calm down, I'll try and reach Tom on the phone, all right?
All right. And please, call Bruce and you tell him I'm going to testify.
I will. Carrie, make sure she doesn't get out of bed again.
Oh, I will, Dr. Graham. Poor baby. See now, everything's going to be all right. Just fine.
Carrie, they've just got to stop the trial. They've got to listen to me.
Hello?
Arlene, this is Hal.
Are you alone?
Yes, Hal, why?
Well, I just wanted to be sure you could talk privately. Did you know Ray was coming to see me this afternoon?
No, I didn't even know that he went to New York. Why did he want to see you?
He's convinced that the baby you're carrying is mine.
He's what? How could he?
I don't know, but he's got it all figured out in his mind. And nothing I could say would change it.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, hell, I've got to talk to him.
Look, he was in a pretty ugly mood when he left here, bordering on the violent. I don't think you should be alone when he comes home.
I'll be all right.
I don't think so. I'm leaving for Rose Hill right now, and I'll call you when I get in.
No, Hal, please don't do that. You'll just make things worse. I know how to handle Ray when he's angry. I'll be okay.
Absolutely sure you do not want to change your account of what happened in that boat?
No. Everything I said is true.
Good. Let's talk about your snake theory one more time.
It's not a theory, damn it. There was a snake in that boat.
Objection, Your Honor. The district attorney is browbeating the witness.
Sustained. Mr. Lang, please phrase your questions in the proper manner.
Yes, Your Honor. No further questions.
Mr. Sterling, do you wish to redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harper, the district attorney has made it abundantly clear that he does not believe your testimony about the snake causing Betsy to panic, and in turn causing the boat to overturn when she stood up in it. So, in the absence of Mrs. Lang, the only witness to what actually happened that day in the boat, I want you to tell the jury once again, briefly, about the accident.
All right. While we were talking, I saw a snake move out from underneath Betsy's seat, and I told her to freeze, and I took the oar from the oar lock. Now, I was going to try and flip the snake into the lake, but before I could do anything, it slithered across Betsy's body, and she panicked, and she stood up, and there was nothing I could do to stop the boat from turning over. And I did not hit Betsy with that oar. It was my only intention to get that snake out of the boat.
And that's the whole truth, so help you God.
So help me God, that's exactly what happened.
No further questions.
You may step down.
Thank you.
You have any further witnesses, Mr. Sterling?
Yes, Your Honor. I call Dr. Jason Harmon to the stand.
Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. You swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
Please state your name and occupation, Doctor.
Dr. Jason Harmon, chief herpetologist at the County Museum.
And just exactly what is a herpetologist?
In layman's terms, someone who specializes in snakes.
Thank you. Now, Doctor, in your expert opinion, could there indeed have been a snake in the boat occupied by Mrs. Lang and Mr. Harper?
It's very possible, yes.
Now, why would a snake have taken refuge in a boat?
Well, it was certainly cold enough in November for any snake around the lake to have sought a place for hibernation.
Hibernation?
Yes, a place for them to protect themselves during the winter, or at least until the weather warmed up again.
Now, would the area under the seat of a rowboat be a logical place for a snake to hibernate?
Oh, yes. You see, the temperature is always a little warmer on water than it is on land, and the wood of the boat is excellent insulation against the cold.
So, in your expert opinion, you find Mr. Harper's testimony about the snake that frightened Mrs. Lang quite believable?
Yes.
No further questions.
You wish to cross-examine, Mr. Lang?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. Dr. Harmon, I respect your opinion that it is possible for a snake to have chosen a rowboat to hibernate in. But tell me, have you ever known of any snake in the area of Crestwood Lake to hibernate in a rowboat?
Well, no.
To your knowledge, does it seem logical to you to expect to find a snake hibernating in a rowboat?
I'm not sure what you mean by logical.
Well, if you were looking for such a snake, would a rowboat be the first place that you'd look?
Probably not the first place.
Huh. In fact, Dr. Harmon, would you say that a rowboat would probably be the last place you would look for a snake in hibernation?
Probably one of the last places I would look.
In other words, Dr. Harmon, while it was possible for a snake to be in Mr. Harper's rowboat, it would seem to be highly improbable. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that. But it is possible
Many things are possible, Dr. Harmon. But few are probable. Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Sterling?
Defense rest, Your Honor.
Very well. You may step down, Doctor. This court is adjourned until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, at which time we will hear the closing arguments. This court is adjourned.
Elliot shot enough holes in that expert's testimony to sink a battleship.
Not enough to discount the possibility of a snake being in the boat.
Mr. Sterling?
Yes.
This came for you while you were questioning the doctor.
Thank you. It's from Dr. Graham. Betsy wants to testify. I better get over to the hospital.
I'm going with you. How the hell did she find out about the trial anyway?
But you've got to let me testify.
Oh, darling, you're too weak to go through that ordeal.
But I can make it if you help me. Honey, I couldn't let you go back to jail again.
Betsy, excuse me.
Betsy, maybe you won't have to go to court. I could take a deposition right here.
No, but I want to go to court. And wouldn't it be better for Ben, Bruce, if I could show them that I was all right and I could tell them what happened?
Yes, but only if your doctor's okay it.
Well, they'll have to. I can demand them to release me. I can make my own decisions.
All right. Now, the important thing is, do you remember what happened?
Yes. There was a snake. Wasn't there, Ben?
Betsy, you can't ask Ben to help you to remember. If you are going to testify, you'll have to be clear in your own mind about the accident.
But I do remember some things, and Ben can help me with the others. Now, can't he?
I'm afraid not, sweetheart.
Honey, I know you want to help, but it would only be worse for Ben if I put you on the stand and you're not sure. Elliot would tear your testimony to pieces.
Bruce is right. Besides, we stand a pretty good chance even without your testimony.
That's not what they said on the radio. They said that you'd probably go to jail if I weren't there to back up your testimony about the snake. Now, I know if I try, I can remember. You just gotta help me.
Darling, Ben can't help you on that stand. No. Just too risky.
Arlene? What's the matter? They said it was urgent.
Oh, Mama, I had to talk to you.
Oh, sweetheart, are you crying? What happened? Is it the baby?
Yeah, it's the baby. Ray doesn't believe it's his.
Oh, I can't believe... Did he tell you that?
No, he told Hal Carson. He went driving into New York to see him, and then he had this terrible argument with him. And Ray told Hal that he just knew it wasn't his baby.
Oh, honey. Well, now, take it easy, sweetheart. Listen, I'll be off in a half an hour, and I'll come right over. Will Ray be home then?
I don't even know if he's coming home. Oh, Mama, wait a minute. I think I hear him in the drive. Listen, I gotta go.
Starting Monday, February 4th, the Jeffersons are coming to CBS daytime television. Start your day with laughter on the Jeffersons beginning next Monday. Consult your local listing for program time.
Join us every weekday for Love of Life on most of these CBS stations.